It was?
Take off my socks, though.
We do have Christmas socks.
Oh, smell my socks. Want to smell them? Take a whiff.
I'm speechless.
It's the Jack
And Cathy,
Show.
shit show.
And there we go.
Yeah, how was that?
Okay,
Did you like that one?
I think it. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to show off? Do you want to model? Because that's what you used to do for a
think we
living.
are.
Do you want to model your Christmas clothes? Because we're wearing Christmas gear. For those of you who are not watching this on YouTube or on Spotify or Apple TV where you can watch it, we are wearing... Good.
Do you have this movie
I don't.
on your list?
I don't.
But yet we have an homage to this movie that's on our pajama pants.
Well, we have the homage because it was the only thing available at
Marshall's.
Marshall's that matched.
I know that we're in the right sizes.
This is Tim Burton's Christmas stuff, and
Was
it's
the night before Christmas.
correct, and it's all
which is a very good movie.
it is. Hold on a second. Oh my God! One of my movies I didn't put in my list.
What?
I'm realizing I'm gonna have to shift one out.
You can add number 6.
I'm gonna have an honorable mention. How about that?
Okay.
I'll have an honorable mention. But anyway, yeah,
There's
we're wearing
so many.
We're wearing Tim Burton. We've got a new studio. We're about a mile and a half apart. How are you with that?
Now we can play footsie.
Our feet are touching one another. Ooh, this could lead to something.
Yeah, don't touch the feet.
Okay. So we've got a new studio. How exciting is that?
Yeah, we relocated from that corner of the basement
To this corner
to
of the
this
basement.
corner of the basement.
Because we remodeled the basement, which we finished the
We
remodeling.
finished the
finally.
basement. So the house had a lot of loose ends, many of which were in this basement. It felt kind of daunting, all the little things we had to
Yeah.
do in this basement. We had to drywall around the toilet stack, right?
Yeah,
You had to frame it and drywall it.
that's going to fall right
And then I
off your
finished
head.
it.
Your
No,
beanie
it
just-
won't.
Okay.
It won't. That
Okay.
won't. And then all the baseboards and some trim and then all the painting. And then you've patched a hole here where the old electrical panel was. And
Massive hole.
you did a killer job, babe.
Yeah. all
And
the
then you insulated.
it feels almost.
It's
Aren't you hot right now?
huge. I am a little toasty.
Yeah,
in
you're
the
warm.
basement.
You know what I'm going to do? Keep talking. I'm going to go shut that off.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Yeah. Yeah, you did a killer job down here, honey. I want to acknowledge all the hard work you did. And I'm thinking of all the little jobs I still have to do. I have a couple things I need to caulk, and I need to paint that little piece of trim there.
Yeah.
But anyway, it looks great.
of work to do, babe.
I do have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you've got your work cut out for you. But we got a major step done here, and then we're gonna. I love your idea of building a book-in. Let's try again. I'm a little out of breath just from running to
A
turn.
built-in.
You're gonna.
Slow down, baby. Breathe.
We're going to build a built-in bar right next to the fridge we have.
we
I
have
wish
the
we could turn the
refrigerator
camera
down
around
here.
and show that.
Yeah, nobody cares that much, so.
But this will be complete once.
Yeah. We won't have lighting over there. Do we need some kind of, maybe we can do a little battery operated puck light or something. You're thinking? You're already
So there's an
thinking?
outlet already
There
over
is,
there. There's
yeah.
power there.
Yep.
I think a cool little switch or any kind of thing. There's wires that I can tap into right there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we could do some sort of lighting. I already thought of that.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, I don't know if you remember, I said I want to move the switch from the bottom
Yeah.
to higher.
Yep.
We can use that to plug in a light, like a cool lamp that could go there, or we could do an overhead. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, it's kind of nice.
Plus, when all the lights are on, there's 2 cans over there already, so it'll be pretty good. You realize that no matter what the studio looks like, you're constantly primping yourself, and you're
yeah,
an hour
I know.
away
I
from
think
the
it's
screen.
so funny that I worry about what I look like because clearly I don't worry enough to shower or
what you smell like.
what I smell like or, well, who cares what I smell like?
I do.
Babe, you just have to take this whole package even when it stinks. That's how this works.
You're
That's how
taking my
this
package when it's
marriage thing works.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, honey, I heard what you said about your package.
When it stinks.
Yes, which is
Don't. Don't say
fair
often.
amount of time.
Oh, easy. There does it.
Well,
Oh my.
it's all jammed in there for all day.
It doesn't have any air to
Doesn't have
breathe.
any
There's
air.
no room to
There's
breathe.
no air circulation.
Do you want to look at this camera just to make sure it sees you? Like you want to wink at it? Nice. Okay.
There you go.
I do. Do you like this new setup?
I do. I
Do you
think it
feel
looks
comfortable?
Good. Yeah. Do you?
Yeah. Do you like not being able to touch me? Because
Well, I
normally
can do
you're giving me
this.
handies during our show. Did you hear what I
Not
said
that
again?
anybody knows.
You're not listening to
Look
a thing
at you.
I'm
Got
saying.
a little hole here.
Yeah, that's for peeping. Peeping Toms.
You better watch that.
Well, I've got
I
it.
didn't see that
I've got
before.
it pointing this
I think
way.
I got to sew it shut.
No. They're very cool, aren't they? So we're wearing Tim Burton Christmas stuff. We're wearing our Christmas hats.
I don't know what kind of plastic these pants are made out of, but they're so soft.
Run down
We
plastic.
are highly flammable and
Oh my God.
probably have
If we sweat too much, it'll just
carcinogens
light up.
sweating
Correct.
into
Yes.
our oozing into our skin,
That's very
right?
cute. Yes.
It's probably toxic,
Oh, for sure.
but we've already had all of our children.
I was
so.
going to say we've already had all of our children and we're on the back nine of
Mm-hmm.
life, which leads me to my conversation about Kara and Scott because we listen to Pivot all the time. And I know someone from their staff or someone on their team or maybe even them.
Oh, this is where you're going.
Yeah, because every single episode now they do what we do. They do this little silly intro and then they cut to the music like we do.
You're
Never
so
did it
generous
before.
when you say we, because this is all you.
It doesn't matter. Us. This is our show.
Yeah.
They never did that before. Them, their producers, someone on that fucking show is listening to it. And all I'm asking for is a yes, we are. Is that too wrong? Is that too much to ask? Someone on their staff, like an assistant, maybe it's a photographer, maybe it's a production assistant that gets food. But someone's listening and they're like, oh, I heard this really cool idea. And they're using it because they never did it before. I've never heard anyone else do it. Everyone does either ads or some bullshit. That's number one. Check.
Jack Honar,
Can I rant a little bit more?
you are a little angry about
No,
this.
I'm not angry. I'm very happy. The second thing is Scott has never once uttered these words and he almost said them verbatim.
Thank you, Jack.
That would be nice. Scott was talking about where he is at his stage of life, and he says, you know, Kara, I'm on the back nine. In fact, I'm on the last hole. I say that all the time. I've said it multiple times in the podcast. He is listening. He is paying attention.
But is that an original Jack? I swear I've heard that before.
I'm sure you might have heard it. The point is they're listening and now he's using it. And it would be nice if they just said, because here's the thing.
Sweetheart.
No, listen, I've got my
Sweetheart.
ration. Baby, here, let me explain. If they just say, oh, we were listening to this funny podcast called The Jack and Cathy Shit Show, then it's like Oprah. They'd have everyone listen to our show and we're retired. So I'd like a little bit of thanks. Instead,
Sweetheart.
steal stuff and continue to make more money off of us.
Sweetheart,
Yes.
they are not listening to us.
Yes, they are.
I hate to burst your
I bet they are.
bubble, but they are. They're not.
I think they are.
Okay.
I feel they are.
No.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. It is not
Do you know what
quite
today
Christmas,
is?
but
Because when we produce this, you know what today is? Today's December 11th, and we have to sing Christmas songs to, or birthday songs to.
your son Sam and your mother Carol.
Yes. Yeah. Can I tell you something funny that sounds a little dishish?
Okay. You do know this is a podcast and it gets
I know.
broadcast. Okay.
I know. It was funny because when Sam, you know the whole story about how Sam's birth date was picked by the OB-GYNs. He was a what do you call it? Induced delivery or scheduled delivery?
Oh, the doctor by the doctor.
You know
Yeah.
that, right? Sam was scheduled. The other
No.
two weren't. I thought I told you this story.
Maybe you did.
Well, so a couple things, if you can allow me. Mm-hmm. So when Sam was born, there was God. This story can get really long. You know most of it. The day Sam was scheduled for delivery, December 11th, today, was we had 16 or 14 inches of snow that day. So the doctors were late in getting to the to the hospital because, first of all, traffic was a mess in Chicago. And second, they had a bunch of other responsibilities, so things just got pushed back. Sam was supposed to be born in the morning. He wasn't born until the afternoon. The reason for the induction. What would you call it? I'm not sure.
Induction.
Is it? Okay. So the reason for the induction was that my first two children were born in minutes. Alex was born in 4 hours from first time of contraction to delivery, and Key was 2. It was frickin'. There was no epidural. It was It was a Little House on the Prairie delivery. So I don't know if you guys did this, but with our kids, we went to the hospital early and kind of pre-checked in. So if you got there, you didn't have to spend time in the waiting room, right? Because you go into the ER. So we had done all that for Alex, but for Key came, I think, 10 days early. I don't remember the exact time, but Key came early. So we get there and I'm filling out the paperwork, the insurance forms and all this, because I hadn't done it at this point. All of a sudden, the nurse comes running down. Your wife is crowning. And I went, what in the fuck? And sprinted upstairs, and there's Key, right? Literally being born as I run up the elevator or could run up to the delivery room. So because the deliveries were so fast and because my job had me traveling a lot, the doctors were concerned that I wouldn't be home. My ex would be at home with Anna would be at home with 2 kids, right? And so how is she going to get to the hospital, coordinate all this stuff? Plus it's December. So we tried to coordinate a date. So they picked the 11th. Where I'm going with this is that when my ex found out it was her mother-in-law's birthday, she begged for the 10th or the 12th because she didn't want it to be the same day. Did you know that? Ever tell you that? Yes. Didn't want it to be the same day. And to this day, I think it's one of the funniest things in the world. That actually,
I think it's awesome.
Like, who cares, in my opinion? But
do
you want me to continue with that story and what happened? You remember what happened then, right? So we get to the hospital at 7:00 in the morning. The snows are coming down. The snow is coming down. The nurse says the doctors are getting delayed because they're having a hard time getting to the hospital. So there were OB-GYN surgeries taking place, hysterectomies, whatever. Right. And so the delivery, because it was scheduled, was pushed to the back burners. But Anna can't eat. She's not allowed to eat anything. It's just ice chips from 7:00 in the morning on. So they come in, and I told you this story already.
I can't remember.
The nurses come in the room and they said, Jack, would you like some breakfast?
Oh, that's right.
And I went, sure.
You are.
And so I grabbed
pleasantly, happily,
but I
don't say insensitively.
No, not insensitive. I asked Anna, is it okay if
you smell
I
bacon and syrup while I'm in the room?
So she said, sure. Lunch rolls around. She says, sure. Now it's around 4:00 when Sam's about to be delivered, and Anna had fallen asleep or something had happened. And I walk into another room and a nurse comes by and she goes, do you want some more food? Because we're starting to take dinner orders now. And I went, sure. Because I looked and they had stuffed peppers and all these fantastic foods. So I went into a different room.
That doesn't seem to always go together, hospital and fantastic food.
Yeah, but Hinsdale has a really good, if you ever go to Hinsdale Hospital, their food is fantastic. And that's where the kids were born. No, it was LaGrange Hospital. But they had good food. So I go into another room. I plop down on an empty room. I turn on the TV and I'm eating. And the nurse goes, your wife has started delivery. And I went, oh, about that. And I get up. Yes, it was bad. Was that bad?
Well, it sounds like you didn't know.
Well, it was the 3rd kid. I mean, wouldn't it be great to go back to the 1950s where the dads just sat outside and handed out cigars? And
wouldn't that be great? And the mothers were, medicated and they just yanked that baby out, or they drugged him up so much they didn't feel a thing.
Yeah. Doesn't that sound awesome?
Oh, I don't know.
Am I being bad right now?
No.
Anyway, Today of the date of the recording is my mother's birthday and my son's birthday, 85 and 24. 61 years apart. How crazy is that?
That's cool.
Cool stuff, isn't it?
That is cool.
Okay, so do you want to leave a little space here for a commercial break then, and we'll come back?
Sure.
We will talk about our top 5 Christmas movies with one space for an honorable mention.
An honorable mention.
Okay. Ready to go?
All right. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Hey,
It's Jack from the Jack and Cathy Shit Show. You know, Cathy and I talk a lot about life, marriage, the second time around, and how to keep things fresh and meaningful. And we've got a little secret to share. It's a tool we swear by, the Skin Deep's card game. These aren't just any cards, to be sure. Each question is designed to spark real, honest conversations. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll learn things about each other you never expected. And trust me, after all the time we've been together, Cathy and I are still learning. Every week on the show, we end by pulling a question from one of their decks. It's a tradition now, and honestly, it's made us closer than ever. So whether you're dating, married, or even just looking to connect with a friend or family member, these cards are for you. So go to theskindeep.com and check out their card decks, because life's too short for surface level conversations. Reconnect, laugh, love, and learn together with the Skin Deep.
All right,
Okay,
we're back.
we're back.
So, who wants to go first? Do you want to go one at a time?
Would you like to rock, paper, scissors this? May I put my feet up here? Do they look stinky? Do they look stinky?
Do they look stinky?
Yeah, do I
No,
put
they
them up
don't
here?
look stinky.
Does this feel okay
You're going
to
to
you?
tip the table over, but...
All right, I won't do that then. Okay.
So, rock, paper,
Rock, paper,
scissors, for who goes
scissors.
first. Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn it. And rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh. And rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I knew you were going to do that. I let you in. Top 5 movies.
All right, my first one
Yes.
is Elf.
Get Out.
Yeah.
And I have a prop for that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I've got an elf hat.
So
I'll
I
show
take
it to
it
the
Elf
camera
is on
right
your
there.
list, too.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Now, where'd you get the Elf hat?
I got this as a Christmas gift. It says son of a nutcracker, because that's what he says every time he gets hurt. Son of a nutcracker. Yeah. Is that your number 5?
Oh, I don't have them in any specific order.
They're
It was
supposed to be
just
in order.
how I could think of it.
Oh, no. Got to make him in order.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because we
I
all
don't
have a
wanna.
number 1 that we will watch all the time.
Elf is probably one of those.
Well, put him in order from this point on.
Well, because I do like funny stuff.
I know. What's your... Okay.
I'll keep Elf as my
Let's
number one.
start with honorable mentions first then. Is Elf an honorable mention?
On mine?
Yeah.
No, I don't have an honorable
Well, can you
mention.
come up with an honorable mention? Like Love Actually, maybe? That'd be nice.
Never will
You're
it be
mean.
Love Actually.
You're mean.
But we did just watch Die Hard.
Is that an honorable mention?
That's an honorable
Okay.
mention. Because I like Bruce Willis.
Okay.
I like his comedic timing.
Okay.
And it just is a movie that takes place around Christmas.
It's not a Christmas movie,
but it's
right?
not a Christmas movie.
I know, but
it's
considered
it is
one.
a Christmas
Right.
movie, yeah.
So my honorable mention then, because you've done 2. May I jump in now? Mm-hmm. But wait a minute. Why do you like Elf?
Love Will Ferrell. He's freaking hysterical. And
Santa.
what's his name that passed away now?
James Caan.
No, not James Caan.
Who? James Caan's his real father in it.
Yes. But who's
Bob
the
Newhart?
elf father? Bob Newhart.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Bob Newhart.
So good.
His dryness, dressed up as an elf, and his delivery
He's so good.
is so good.
Yeah, so good.
And it's just got classic
He's
moments.
wonderful at it. Do you know that resurrected his career? Not that he didn't have a good career.
Yeah.
But Elf put him on the map for younger
I'd
kids.
like to talk to, I wonder if it's the director that thought, you know what, I want to have Bob Newhart as
he's great. So good, isn't he?
That person needs an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Okay, so you have then Die Hard as your honorable mention. Elf
yeah.
is number 5.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go with my honorable mention.
Elf was number 1. So
That's your
sorry.
number 1?
Yeah.
You led with your number 1.
I
We've
didn't
gotta
have
go
an
5
order.
and up.
Sorry, I didn't know the rules.
Yeah, well,
it was just your
now
5
you do.
favorite
We're making
Christmas
Elf 5.
movies.
That's your
Now,
favorite?
you tend to make up movies as we or
No,
rules,
I said
rules
your
as we go
top
along.
5. When someone
We
says
will be
top 5,
midway through a game.
Let me ask
You'd
you a
be like,
question.
new rule. So you
Let me ask
can't
you a
double bet.
let me ask you a question.
New
If
rule.
Stop it.
There's a bomb.
Stop
There's
it.
a bomb, and you can explode everything. You didn't know that?
Stop it. That's not how it goes. When you say your top 5, no one just has 5 together. It's top 5. So meaning like if you ever see David Letterman's top 10 list, he starts out at number 10, the number 9. He doesn't go
You're
randomly.
right.
So figure out where to put the rest of them, Sugar Plum.
Okay, you go. Your number.
So my honorable mention is Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the anime cartoon. Remember that? Put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. It also has I think it has Heat Miser. It's got Santa Claus is Coming to Town as Burl Ives sings. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Wow, some classic tunes.
Yep.
I can't think of the animation though.
It's the one, and I also like Rudolph. They're like they're the same genre.
Yeah, the
Where-
stop motion.
Well, it's that Kris Kringle. So one was Kris Kringle, and then the other was Rudolph. And Rudolph I was like torn. Because Rudolph had a lot of good songs. Or maybe it's Rudolph that has one step in front of another. That's it, it's Rudolph. Because Kris Kringle, and then they meet the bearded guy, Yukon Jack.
Yes.
And then they meet the abominable wool snowman.
yes.
Right?
Who was
So it's
very
Rudolph.
scary.
Yeah, when you were growing up, he
Oh
was.
my gosh.
So that was Rudolph.
Yeah.
That was Rudolph for me. Sorry. That was my honorable mention.
Okay.
I loved that as a kid. And then my number 5 is Die Hard. Same reasons. But if we could segue for just a second, which ones did you keep off your list that were tough that you thought about putting on the list but you didn't add to it?
Oh man.
I have one that you might find interesting. But is there one you're like, it's not on my list? Or is your list just 5?
My list was just 5 because once I reached 5, I was like, my task
Done.
was complete. I didn't like kill myself.
So you
trying
weren't
to find
struggling
other ones.
over adding.
Well, I mean, this movie, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, I think is a brilliant. I think Tim Burton is so original, and that's just to still. I don't know what year 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Actually, I think I remember my kids were younger, so it had to be at least. Is it like 15 years
Could
old
be.
already? That'd be interesting to look up. But I remember when it came out thinking, oh, this is going to be another classic. How cool is it to create a classic Christmas movie?
Did you ever think of
Or an
Scrooge?
iconic.
Did you ever think of Scrooge with Bill Murray?
No, I didn't.
See, yeah, those are. I went
But
through a list of them. Yeah.
I do have. Are we going to segue now?
No, not yet. I'm
Okay.
just curious if there are other ones because you know which one I don't have on here is the Charlie Brown Christmas.
That's surprising because you love that
Love the
soundtrack
music,
so
but I
much.
didn't. I never liked the show itself. Was it was just lame.
You just like the soundtrack.
The music
you
was
like
great.
Yeah.
I like the music.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know if you had ones that you went, because Scrooge is really good one with Bill Murray. He's fantastic in it.
Yeah.
So I couldn't put that on my list. But go ahead, you go. What's your number 4?
Number 4 is actually Dr. Seuss, The Grinch.
I didn't have that on either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another classic.
It's
I mean,
so
they all
good.
have some classicness to it. So
Did you
I'm
think of
overusing
using
that word, but
Did you think of using Jim Carrey's Grinch?
no,
The
I do
classic.
have a Jim Carrey on here, a Jim Carrey version of a movie, but not the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Okay, but you had the
But
Grinch.
he was excellent in it. Yes,
So
no, the
good.
animated
The original.
Dr. Seuss, The Grinch.
The Who's in Whoville. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't have that on my list.
Yeah.
My number 4
Okay.
is Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase. You don't have to say because I know you got it on your list.
Yeah.
That to me.
I watched that the other day,
I
and
still
you came
can't-
down,
I
and
know.
you're like, "Are you watching Christmas Vacation?" Chevy Chase
so good.
is a god in that movie.
He's-
He is like
He is so
The
good in
perfect-
almost everything he does.
bumbling fool, but yet sensitive, and the way he's always trying to like stuff down his anger and emotions.
When he does that kind of stuff.
And what's Uncle Eddie when Uncle
Randy Quaid.
Eddie's here? Look at Eddie. Eddie's here. Eddie?
When there's the gift when it's supposed to be a cat in a box and he makes the box move all over the place.
Yes.
That is genius brilliance.
There's so many parts to that movie.
Do you feel?
I did not remember that Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah, it was a
in
neighbor.
Yeah, she's
pissed
the
off
neighbor.
because
She's
of all
like
his lights.
this bitchy Karen that lives next door, right?
Yeah.
And before we ever had that turn of phrase, she was that typical crotchety neighbor with their modern house and no kids and everything's in the right place, but their lives go awry because of Chevy Chase next door.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's Christmas Vacation is so
the
good.
Griswolds.
So you had your number 4 was what?
Let's see. My
What's next?
number 4. These are all out of order. Hold on.
All right.
So, okay, if I had Elf as 5, then Dr. Seuss as 4.
So what's number 3?
And then number 3,
Love Actually.
I would say number 3 is never going to be Love Actually. Ever, ever, never, ever.
All right, what's your number 3?
I hate that movie.
Stop it. What's your number 3?
You bait me with
what
that.
is
by
number
saying,
3? I'm not baiting, I'm asking.
A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. That's the Jim Carrey one where he plays
that's a good
Scrooge.
one. Yeah.
Oh, he's so good.
I
He's so
forgot
good as the
about that.
Grinch too. But he is so good, and
that's a good one.
The cinematography is
really cool.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous movie, and he is excellent.
That's
in
a
it.
good
so,
one.
Yeah.
What did you think of, did Polar Express ever cross your mind?
I love Polar Express.
I did too.
And
It was really
I
cute.
bought the book.
Yeah.
I think
because
I still
of the movie
have
or
it.
the verse?
Oh, because of the movie.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, the book is magical.
It's beautifully,
and
the artistry
I
is
think
great.
I still have it. Like when the kids were gone and you had to save like a few of their books.
Yeah.
I think I saved that one.
I
forget
didn't
where
have it on my
is.
list, but we have the book. And then when the movie came out, it was phenomenal. We saw it in 3D at IMAX because that's when it came out. And the kids,
Yeah.
we took the kids. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really cool. I just didn't know if it was
Yeah.
not on my list.
Incredible technology
really cool.
that
Yeah.
was front and center in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have, for number 3, Elf. So we don't have to dive into that too far. So I have number 3, Elf. Same obvious reasons.
Yep.
I feel that Will Ferrell is a modern day Chevy Chase. They have very similar. It just feels like whenever they're on the screen,
Yeah, they
there's
could just
something
be
about
staring
them,
into space,
and it's funny.
and you would laugh.
It's
because
weird, isn't it?
It is. That's actually a really good
Comparison,
correlation. Yeah, between the two artists. Yeah.
Because they just like you watch Fletch or even old movies with Ferrell.
Oh my God.
Old
yeah.
school.
Just a look.
Or Back to School, whatever it was. Old
Yeah.
school, yeah.
Yeah.
They just have this way about them.
Agreed.
Oh, they're so good. Okay, your number 2 then, Mama.
My number 2, we already discussed, which was the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That was my number 2.
Oh, that was your number 2.
That was
Christmas
my
Vacation.
number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a few in common. We have Christmas
Elf.
Vacation and Elf, 2. Die Hard was your honorable mention.
Yep.
Okay, that's not bad.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
You can't, to me, it's just a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And I want to not put it on a list because it's everybody's favorite. Like, I don't have...
Babe, it's my number 1.
Oh, I don't have It's a Wonder... Well, don't get there yet.
Well,
I don't have it. I don't
It's a
have White
Wonderful
Christmas
Life.
with Bing Crosby.
I
There's
didn't
so
watch
many.
that regularly. Did you?
Yeah, of course I did. My mom loved it. None of those old classics I really added. That's the only one I added. It's a beautiful. It's still a timeless tale.
It
You know?
truly is and has such a feel good.
Yeah.
It's got, they literally put a bow on it at the end of it. And
Yeah,
it just has you crying every time.
Right.
And
Look, Juju. Someone got their
Yeah,
wings.
yes.
I mean, it's cute, right?
yeah.
I mean, in real life, he loses everything. He fucks up, and his wife leaves him. But that's wouldn't that be a funny
That's
take?
real
on-
life.
It's a real life. We should do the remake.
Not It's a Wonderful Life,
It's a
but
Real
It's a
Life.
Real Life.
We should do the remake. Right?
And create a Christmas classic of what really happens.
Yes. So there's also another movie that came out around Christmas time and has a Christmas theme in it a little bit. And that is Trading Spaces, Trading Places.
Yes, I knew you were going to
Yeah.
say that
Did
as
you
you
really?
started talking. I thought of
Dan
Trading
Aykroyd.
Spaces.
When
Yeah.
his life just turns
Yes.
to shit.
Yes.
And he's outside in the rain with the
good.
Santa clothes on, and he goes to shoot himself, and the gun doesn't work. And then he throws the gun, and you hear "Meow" as the bullet fires. All right, so what's your number 2 then?
Babe, I used them all.
You did?
Yeah, I used
Wait.
them all.
Read them again. Number 5.
My number 5 was Elf. My
Okay.
number 4 was Dr. Seuss the Grinch. My number 3 was Jim Carrey, A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
My number 2 was National Lampoon.
Oh, National
Christmas
Lampoons. That's right, because we
Vacation.
talked about it already.
And my number 1, It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay. Why do you like It's a Wonderful Life again for the crowd? Just to rehash it.
Oh, we already
Okay,
said.
we're good there?
Yeah,
Can we
already
now
did
spend time talking about the
that. Oh
single?
my God! It is not your number 1.
It's so my number 1. I love this
Love
movie.
Actually. You're just making it your number 1 because you know I hate
not.
it.
I really do. I
You are
love it.
antagonizing me.
I am not. I love
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
You can't stand it.
Oh my God!
I freaking love that movie.
It's so.
Love it. Go ahead.
It's so.
Tell me why you don't think it's beautiful, because it is a beautiful movie. It's fantastic.
Have you read reviews
Everyone hates it.
of?
Most people can't. Most people make fun of it. It's a beautiful. Why don't you like it? Everyone's like, there's no way Hugh Grant goes out with the woman he goes out with. They're just not going to be compatible. He's not going to hit on a secretary as the prime minister. The affair that what's his name is having on what's her name isn't really. She's gonna get a Joni Mitchell album when she wanted the necklace. But I think it's gorgeous because in all of you don't like the Keira Knightley thing where she's married to his best friend. That's what bothers you.
Everybody, there's some degree of deceptiveness or infidelity or something, and I don't know.
I think it's real. I think the guy at the office is struggling with being a middle-aged guy. Mm-hmm. And so he starts hitting on his secretary or assistant or whatever she is. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't do anything. He doesn't follow
What's the
through with
Liam
it.
Neeson storyline again?
His wife had died. And so he's raising a young man now who has a crush on a girl. Mm-hmm. And at the very end of it, Liam Neeson meets a single mom, which is kind of cute. And there's the guy who goes to America because he can't find any women here. And he gets hooked up with 3 chicks at one time. What is wrong with that?
What says Christmas?
Like a foursome.
Like a little foursome.
Now that you say it, it really sounds awful. But
What says Happy Holidays? But an orgy.
the moral of the story really is he
We're
decided
talking morals?
he decided people have their predilections. Let them have them.
Something to share, Jack Honer?
No, not. I feel that it's a show about redemption and hope, and that things actually there's a nice arc there.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant finds his
Yeah.
love, and then plus it features the best Christmas song probably ever, Mariah Carey's Christmas song.
That is. Is that when it came out?
Yes,
Oh, that was talk about classic
it's fantastic.
songs.
Yes.
Are we going to
that
talk
song in
next week? Is it going to be classic
Should
songs?
we do classic Christmas songs? I would do that. Let's just do a whole month of Christmas. What do you think, for real?
And then we'll do favorite Christmas cookies. We do have to bake biscotti.
We should do a baking episode, a live baking episode.
Oh my goodness gracious!
What? It'd be so boring. It's like, now we put it in the oven. And what do? We could literally show us
I would
making.
just be sitting there drinking wine while you baked.
Can we
because
talk?
you're
Can we
the
do it?
baker.
I know,
I
but
am
can
not
we do
the
it? And then
baker.
just me getting mad at you because you're just mixing ingredients and no cause or concern for the quantities. Can we do that?
So, 1 teaspoon, they actually mean like 1 teaspoon, not like kind of 1 teaspoon,
1.5.
or just like just a pinch.
Wouldn't that be a fun episode? Do you think that'd be a fun episode? We
don't
could
know.
set up the cameras. We'll just prep the food, and then we'll have our regular podcast.
Okay.
Favorite Christmas drinks. That's the podcast we'll do. We've got to drink our favorite Christmas drinks. We're hammered by the end of it. What do you think of that one?
My favorite Christmas drink is
We don't talk about it now.
tequila on ice with a lime.
Wearing a Santa hat. That's my favorite Christmas drink.
The only thing that makes
Bourbon in a glass.
the only thing that makes it a Christmas drink is the music playing in the background.
I hear you.
It's also my 4th of July drink and my Tuesday drink.
Oh, it's my half birthday drink.
It's my Valentine's Day drink. It's my
Mother, woman, lover.
father.
It is now
Husband?
time for the Skin Deep.
Okay. Look at our little montage.
We've
to
got
it.
a little montage here
I'll
at our
model it
desk.
with my
We are
feet.
honoring the Skin Deep here. We love their product. Mm-hmm. At the end of every episode, what happened there, Bubba?
I'm sure
What-
wasn't quite big enough.
At the end of every episode, we'd like to get to know one another just a little bit better. Right?
Yes.
Okay. And in getting to know each other better, we use these card decks where from the Skin Deep. Check it out. You can go to YouTube / I believe The Skin Deep.
So
Or
how
just
about
Google
we
The
switch
Skin
it
Deep.
up? We've been using the amusing edition
Let's do
for a
something
while.
dark.
So this one is
Scary
the
Death
couples
edition?
edition,
The couples
long
edition.
term. And I know we're not long term,
Babe, we're nearing 4 years now. It's pretty
but
long.
we're old
Ah,
and
our bodies are long term. Nice.
and I think we have
Is our love
life
making
experience. This conversation is getting long term.
Proceed.
You're getting long term.
Thank you. You noticed.
I think a lot of this we can dive into,
Okay.
even though we're not a long-term relationship,
Okay.
we're not 27 years together.
Okay.
I think we have enough of a history in life that gives us insight into these questions
Do
that
you-
apply now to each other.
Do you feel that if it was in terms of total hours spent with one another, we would be long term?
Babe, we've been married for 200 years with
Yes.
how much time we've
All
spent
right.
together.
So pick two and hand me one.
Pick a one.
I'll pick one. Okay. Mine's upside down.
It's broken.
I need my glasses. Okay. Want to go first? You go first.
Hold on. Let me get this back. Okay.
Okay. Ready, Freddie?
What is beautiful about our connection?
Oh, I like that. There's so many things. What is beautiful about our connection?
He's going to need about like an hour because there's so much. Go.
You think I'm just going to go to the sex, don't you? And I am. I think what's so beautiful about our connection, the depth with which we care about one another and want this to work. I'm going to start to cry. I think that's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Followed by we are truly ourselves. That's not always a good thing for us.
Yeah, we're not always the best version of ourselves.
No, but we're ourselves. I'm tearing up here.
we had a bump in the road this week.
Every couple has bumps.
I know.
We have
I know.
bumps.
And
But I feel if I don't know if that hits home well enough. That's what came to mind first. Was our the sincerity and the importance of this relationship.
yeah.
Because everything else feeds that. Do you like
Excuse
that?
me. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You want me to read mine?
Yes, please.
Is that what you expected, or did you expect
Oh,
something different?
I
And no
I
expectation.
didn't have any expectations.
What have you learned about love through me?
Oh, this is a good one. I've learned what it's like to have a true partner in you, where really feel like you've got my back. And I feel a true commitment from you in this relationship. Even though we have some bumps that shake us up sometimes. In my heart of hearts, I feel like I'm experiencing that love and that connection and that complete commitment to each other for the first time in my life.
It's the sex.
It's the sex.
Thank
you. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to do another one or no? Is that one is enough?
You inspired to do another one?
You know, I reached out to the Skin Deep because they're having a recording of new people, and I'm begging them to put us on. Because I would love to do it with you where we ask more questions. I'm terrified of that too, though.
Why?
Because I don't know. Maybe revealing stuff that I don't want revealed.
Well.
But that's the point of it, isn't it?
That's the point of it. It is. Yeah.
It really is.
Yep.
Well, thank you for this wonderful podcast episode.
Yeah.
I'm going to have 17 hours of editing to do now.
You are, because we've set up 3 cameras, all this lighting. My hat keeps banging on the thing behind us.
It does. It's going to be interesting to try to coordinate all this stuff.
You done good, baby.
I think I feel good about the dunning I did. On that note, you want to look at that camera, sweetheart? I'm trying to figure out which one.
Peace.
Peace.
Hit them both. Peace.
Peace.
You just listened to another episode of the Jack and Cathy Shit Show. All recording, engineering, and production provided by us. Connect with the podcast on Instagram at Jack and Cathy Shit Show for more insight into our shit show of a life. This episode is proudly brought to you by Pint Productions.
Point.